Welcome to NFL where the NFL starts and ends. If this wouldn't surprise me at all. In a game recap and preview of Week 13. But let's first start with our game recap of Week 12. The Bills outlast the Detroit Lions 28-25 in a game that I figured Detroit would keep it close. And they did. Detroit played well and actually had a chance to win the game. Just made Detroit mistakes, and that's what you cannot afford to do. Next up, the Cowboys beat the Giants 28-20. The game wasn't even that close. The Cowboys played a terrible first half, came back in the second half, and actually scored 21 points consecutively. Next up, the Vikings beat the Patriots 33-27 in a game that, look, the Vikings just played a little bit better. And the Patriots' offense looked good. Defense, the strong suit of their team, looked not so good. They didn't sack Kirk Cousins. Josh Uche was the one guy that got a sack. Like, that can't happen. The Eagles beat the Packers 40-33, excuse me. In a game, they controlled most of the ground attack. What I noticed in this game was there was no defense. None. No defense whatsoever. And it's concerning if I'm the Eagles. The Packers haven't scored 30-plus points or 33 points the whole year. They haven't. You allowed them to score 33 points in a game that you were up at 1 point, 14-0 within the first 10 minutes. And then lost the lead. And go into halftime with a 3-point advantage and only win by 7 against a team that lost Aaron Rodgers at the end of the third quarter. I mean, I get it, Jalen Hurts can run, but this is getting too ridiculous. If you're the Eagles, you can't lose games like, you can't win games by only 7 points. There's an expectation now of what happens to be. The Bengals beat the Titans 20-16 in a game that the Titans just did not look like themselves. They didn't look like themselves. They didn't play well, but they didn't play bad. It was just, to say the least, they didn't play well. Now you're the Titans, you gotta go against the Eagles, and now you're the Bengals, you gotta go against the Chiefs. That's one of those games you gotta figure it out if you're the Titans. Next up, Browns beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 23-17 in a game that went to overtime. The Buccaneers did not play well. In fact, Buccaneers were up at 1 point 10-3 and then lost 23-17. There is problems with this offense. There are problems here. What are the problems? They don't run the ball a whole lot. When they do, they have success. And Brady actually looked fairly good in this game. And he's looked great the last couple weeks, but they just can't find a way to run the ball consistently. With the Browns, they can. So including all this up, we went 3-2 this past week. If I remember correctly, our record now is 34-30. Or 34-31. I'll fix it in the comments. For a preview of Week 13, the Bills faced New England Patriots on Thursday Night Football. Patriots are getting +5. Bills will run them out of the stadium. I just don't see the Patriots finding a way. Games are closer, but the Bills are really good. And I don't see New England being able to hold up on offense. Bills win. I'll say they'll win by 10, actually. They'll win 31-21. Next up, Jets versus Vikings. Vikings are favored by 3. I'm taking the Jets. Mike White has made a fan out of me because the Vikings, the one thing they do, and they showed it against New England, and they showed it against the Cowboys, they give up yards. They give up a lot of yards. If you're the Jets, you can run on this team. You can play the game you want to play. And your defensive line can win. Jets win. They win 24-21. Next up, Dolphins vs. 49ers. 49ers are favored by 3.5. This is going to be a great game. The master versus the apprentice. You know, between Kyle Shanahan and Mike McDaniel. I have the Dolphins winning this one. The Dolphins, I think, are the one team that can stop the 49ers. And I think the thing that is going to take over is the fact of the speed of this team. Of Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, Mike Gesicki. And in their running game, it's going to make it really impossible for the 49ers to do much of anything. And have to play from behind. And we know Jimmy Garoppolo is not great at playing from behind. Next up, Chiefs versus the Bengals. Bengals are getting plus 2.5. Taking the Chiefs on this one. The Chiefs don't slow down. The Bengals haven't played terrific. They've been okay. But I'm taking the Chiefs to win. 28-20. Next up, Colts vs. Cowboys. Cowboys are favored by 9.5. That's very high. That's very high. Unless you know something I don't know, the Cowboys will win. Colts cover, though. Scores 28-24. Next up, Saints versus Buccaneers. Buccaneers are favored by 4. Taking the Saints in this one. Not just because of the injuries to the Bucs offensive line. Every time the Saints play the Bucs, these games are close to the very end. Now you can say the last time though the Bucs won. Yes, they did. When the quarterback, but for 3 quarters, it was a 3-3 game. There was nothing going on. And there was pick sixes involved. That's the only reason why the game got so out of hand. Saints win. Scores 21-17.